Good morning, everybody. It is my honor as president of St. John's College to welcome you to the official ribbon-cutting ceremony for Mellon Hall, our primary student hub and one of just a handful of famed architect Richard Neutra designed buildings in existence on the East Coast. As many of you know, this project has been years in the making. And if you'll indulge me, there are a few people I want to thank. First and foremost, thank you to the students, the staff, and the faculty, and our campus planning committee for giving us your great ideas, input on the renovations, and putting up with the construction on the campus. This project would not have been possible without our funders. Thank you to the state of Maryland for support through a capital grant, represented here today by Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller and State Senator Sarah Alfred. Matt Powers, his predecessors, and the entire team at the Maryland Independent College and University Association helped facilitate that grant. Thank you to our generous donors and alumni for their support of the Freeing Minds campaign that made this renovation possible. And thank you to our project team. Stephen Horowitz is here on behalf of David M. Schwartz Architects, our alum-led and award-winning architecture firm. Jim Hall and the team from Kessler Architects. Michael Bergeson, our landscape architect. Whiting Turner, our general contractor, and all of the subcontractors who came together for this beautiful update. And finally, I want to call out and thank our Vice President for Finance and Operations, Ali Gonteng-Highfield, and her team. As project manager, she was responsible for engaging all of the contractors, weekly project meetings, late-night hearings with the City of Annapolis, working with the Campus Planning Committee, holding meetings for student participation, working with the Maryland Historic Trust, securing funding, keeping the project at budget, and presenting progress to the board. Depending on where you stand, you'll have a good sense how difficult some of these tasks are. Ali, I hope you're proud. And I know you're going to make the same miracles happen with the Campbell Hall renovation, where I hope to see all of us again in a year. It is now my special pleasure to introduce Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller. Lieutenant Governor Miller is the first South Asian woman elected lieutenant governor in the United States, as well as the first Asian American and only second female lieutenant governor to hold statewide office in Maryland. She has devoted her life to public service and removing systemic barriers to opportunity. I have to say, it truly gives me special pleasure to have a fellow immigrant and woman here today. So we are honored to welcome Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller.
Greetings to everyone. I am so honored to be here to mark this significant milestone and celebration of the completion and the renovation of Mellon Hall. I want to express my gratitude to all those who have contributed to the realization of this project, starting with our remarkable President Demleitner. Thank you so much, Madam President. And also to the dedicated faculty and staff, generous donors and alumni, and as you heard, Ali, the project manager, who had all the easy stuff to make this happen, right? Thank you for your remarkable management. And to State Senator Sarah Alfred and so many countless other individuals. The state of Maryland is proud to have supported these renovations with a $5 million capital grant. Today's celebration is more than just a physical opening of a building. It signifies the opening of minds, the opening of doors to new possibilities, and the opening of a new chapter in the history of St. John's College. To the students, both current and future, Mellon Hall is an opportunity and a challenge. It's an opportunity to engage with the great books and the timeless wisdom that they offer. And it's a challenge because it calls upon you to embrace the responsibilities of academic achievement, to engage in thoughtful discourse, and to strive to leave the world a better state than when you encountered it. St. John's College is one of Maryland's world-class institutions of higher learning, giving students the freedom to explore 200 of the most revolutionary great books from across 3,000 years of human thought. And from what I understand, it's the third oldest college in the United States of America. Truly a treasure for the state of Maryland. So with great opportunities comes great responsibility. Higher education changed the trajectory of my life, and it changed the trajectory of Governor Moore's life too. Together, we are deeply honored to represent the people of Maryland. Our mission is to build a state where we leave no one behind. And this is reflected in how we invest our funds. Our budget provides record funding for Maryland's largest needs-based student financial aid program, which serves more than 30,000 students this fiscal year. We'll continue to make higher education more affordable and more accessible to all. As they say, if a man empties his purse into his mind, no one can take it away from him. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. Now, I understand that Governor Moore will be joining Pulitzer Prize winning author Bob Woodward for the next generation, or the Great Conversation, on October 29th, right here at Mellon Hall. Now, I've never met Bob Woodward, but I do know a thing or two about Governor Moore. And amongst his many credentials, including that he's a best-selling author, he was also a White House Fellow. And one of his White House Fellows once said of him, "Even among standouts, Wes Moore was a standout." Now, if you get to hear him on October 29th, you'll understand this. Trust me. It is said, books are the quietest and most constant of friends. They're the most accessible and wisest of counselors and the most patient of teachers. As we celebrate the opening of the newly renovated Mellon Hall, remember that within these walls of St. John's College, you have gained new friends and mentors in books, and they will be your greatest and steadfast companions throughout your academic journey, but also throughout your lifetime too. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for this celebration that we're all sharing together, and for everything that you've done to make it possible.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. It is my honor now to introduce our next speaker, Maryland State Senator Sarah Alfred. Elected in 2018 to represent Annapolis in southern Anne Arundel County, Senator Sarah Alfred is the youngest woman ever elected to the Maryland Senate. She serves on the Budget and Taxation Committee, chair of the Anne Arundel County Senate delegation, and is one of 2 senators representing Maryland on the Multi-State Chesapeake Bay Commission. As a member of the Budget Committee, Sarah fights to secure millions in funding every year to support local projects and non-for-profit organizations in District 30, including St. John's College. St. John's College is honored to welcome Senator Sarah Alfred.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a privilege to be here. I was here for the Hard Hat Tour and here for the museum opening, and it's just a wonderful day to continue to bring the community onto campus. Now, Maryland is one of the few states in the nation that actually supports private institutions of higher education with dedicated operating funding every single year, supporting thousands of Maryland students who attend our MICUA institutions, our private institutions of higher education. And that's one thing to be proud of, but I'm particularly proud of the fact that Maryland is the only state in the nation that also dedicates capital funding to our private colleges and universities. And it's so important every year that we bring that money home, because as everyone here knows, institutions of higher education, be they public or be they private, are really about the community. They might have ivory towers, and we often think about the walls of colleges and universities, but we all know, especially here at St. John's, it's more true than anywhere else, that this is truly a community institution. And whether it's by welcoming lecture series or hosting a museum on campus or having a world-renowned library, you are a part of the Annapolis, Anne Arundel, and Maryland community. And that is why we dedicate funding every single year. And that is why, as your president says, as a member of the Senate Budget and Taxation Committee, I get to throw some sharp elbows every once in a while and bring home even more money than we typically thought. Projects like this typically get about $2.5 or $3 million every year. Based on the project, but we were able to bring home $5 million from Mellon Hall, which was incredible. And that was an easy sell because we are the nearest, well, St. John's is the nearest institution to our State House. And so I'm excited to invite my colleagues from across Maryland who represent their communities in the General Assembly to come onto campus. It is the shortest commute, and I think probably one of the most affordable lunches, I've been told, on campus. So please, if you see me bringing tours of my colleagues from across the state of Maryland over the next couple of months, it's just because I'm so proud of everything you've been able to accomplish here, and I'm so grateful to be a part of your community. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator. It is also my honor now to introduce William Rowell. Mr. Rowell is a senior advisor to Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley, who unfortunately cannot join us today. And also, Mr. Rowell is the Director of Public Engagement and Community Relations for the city.
Good morning, everyone. This is truly a glorious morning for not only the city of Annapolis, and as Senator Elford said, the state of Maryland and Anne Arundel County. It is a great morning to the entire community that surrounds St. John's. The reason why is because this space that we're standing in front of right now has housed and hosted numerous events that have been deeply impactful to the residents of the city of Annapolis. For example, the Fannie Lou Hamer Awards, the Caucus of African American Leaders, and a lot of city convenings that we host here. So this space is not only a physical space that represents learning at St. John's College, but it also represents the open arms to the entire community of the city of Annapolis. Now, right now, there's a lot of conversations, particularly in the city of Annapolis, that focus on education and the power of education to transform not only the current thinking of people that live in communities, but also looking into the future and how we can shape minds to really envision the amazing things that the future holds. And that right now is a very deep and meaningful conversation that's happening locally in the city of Annapolis, but really globally. So I want to congratulate you all on behalf of the mayor of the city of Annapolis, Gavin Buckley, and also our entire city council. And all of those members wish to be here and would be here if their schedules permitted. But remember, that investment that St. John's makes into this space right here is also, by proxy, an investment in all of the city of Annapolis. And as had been mentioned before by Senator Elford, partnership and being able to identify how those investments can be truly collaborative and truly benefit all people. I want to point out right now Senator Sarah Elford's investment in the city of Annapolis and our surrounding areas, and I think we should give her a hand for a lot of what she's been doing. And I just wanted to take that moment. I wanted to take that moment because, as the president said, it truly takes collaboration and it truly takes all people stepping in and all agencies and all municipalities stepping in and being sure that we are providing this space for not only St. John's students again, but for our entire community. So on behalf, again, of the mayor and city council, We congratulate you on a wonderful renovation and for the amazing project work that was done on it, which is never easy. So thank you all. Have a good morning, and we look forward to going into the building and enjoying food. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rao. And now I'm pleased to introduce one of our students. Junior Helen Felbeck is president of the Delegate Council and was so kind as to give the senator and the lieutenant governor a tour earlier this morning.
Good morning. In our studies at St. John's College, we read and discuss many different philosophers who offer their ideas on what a city or a polis should look like and how it should function. But for us, the polis is not just an abstract notion or an object of intellectual curiosity. We understand ourselves as a polity, from the Greek word politeia. Whether in formal discussions at, for example, a delegate council meeting or a student committee on instruction forum, or in everyday conversations, we frequently deliberate on how our polity should operate, striving for inclusivity and collective growth. However, let's not forget that a polity requires a physical space, a campus, to thrive. Our campus isn't a theoretical construct created through conversation like the ideal city in the Republic. It is the tangible foundation of our shared pursuit of knowledge. Today, as you witness the official reopening of the renovated spaces of Mellon Hall, I'm deeply thankful for the conversations these renovations have sparked. They've compelled us to reflect more on how we learn and what spaces foster community. Additionally, we needed to look beyond ourselves, considering future generations of Johnnies, as well as the wider community of Annapolis. Now that the spaces like the art museums, the fishbowl, and the lobby have reopened, it's not just about using them, it's about seeing students reclaim them, infusing new life and activities into them. Like politomai, which is another Greek word, which could be translated as living as an active citizen in a polis, it's about taking ownership and showing initiative. On behalf of the student body of St. John's College in Annapolis, I express profound gratitude to all who've made these renovations possible and contributed to them, ensuring their success. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Felbeck. At this time, I would like to invite all of our speakers, along with our Dean, Susie Paulman, Associate Dean Brendan Boyle, and Vice President Ali Gontang-Highfield over to help us cut the ribbon. And after the ribbon is cut, I invite all of our registered attendees of Gratitude and Reunion Weekend to visit the registration table in Mellon Hall across from the conversation room, if you have not done so, to check in for your next event. And everyone else, I invite to visit the Mitchell Art Museum for your last chance to see the work of renowned Mexican printmaker Jose Guadalupe Posada. And I appreciate all of you coming, and thank you for watching us cut the ribbon, officially opening Mellon Hall.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Of course. We're going to talk about your next